Hello and welcome back to the Colorado Rockies franchise. You can see we're going to have the draft in today's episode, but it won't be right away. We still have a couple series to go through before we get to it. We're going to have the third pick when it does come, so we'll see who's available for our selection. Before that, though, we got to take on the Padres in a big series. We're separated by just one game, fighting for second in the NL West at this point. Made a trade last episode. It was our first of our season. Sam Hilliard going to the Oakland Athletics. Not having too much success so far with them. But we got back Chris Escobedo. It's more of a long-term project. We'll see if he ever ends up being anything. He's at AA right now. And yeah, we lose game 1 of the Padres, win game 2. So let's take a look at the box scores. Game 1, 7-6 in extras. Fortunately, cannot come through. Larnach all the way down to 201 now. Really have to start watching him closely. If he starts dipping down a little bit more, might have to option Larnach down to AAA. He's had a big sophomore slump. Back to Padres series though, we win game 2 at 9-8, 17 hits, offense absolutely going off, and Oberg gets the save his 14th of the year. So now we have a chance to win the series in game 3, but Gurriel will not be a part of that game. He's hurt with strained biceps, so he'll be out for a couple days. Derek Rodriguez is going to be taking the hill here, making his 4th start, hoping to move to 2-0 and have a good game. Really could use one out of him. Tatis with 2 away here. In the bottom of the first, he's going to line this past Andujar, who was playing in a little bit, maybe expecting Tatis to bunt, I don't know. But it's a 2-out base hit for Tatis. Bringing up Machado. Machado is going to ground this to short, where they got Rogers starting today, but he boots the ball. And that's going to be an error on him, giving the Padres life with 2 outs. So now it's 2 on and 2 out for Will Myers, and he's in a hitter's count. He's going to line this one to center field. Tapia takes a bad first step, and this gets over his head. That's going to be a ground rule double. Will Myers has given the Padres a 1-0 lead here early. Now Austin Nola, the catcher, is going to line this to left field. Larnach going to be there, though, for the 3rd out. Padres take a 1-0 lead. So we head to the top of the 2nd, where Ramos is up at the plate. And he's going to send this one out of here. We are tied back up at 1 now. That's his 150th career home run. Nice milestone for the veteran catcher. Let's move ahead to the bottom of the 2nd, where Grisham's getting a leadoff walk. So the bottom of the order, threatening a little bit here early. And then Profar going to ground this to second, where man, his only options is to take the out at first. So runner in scoring position for Kim with 2 outs, and he's going to line this to right field. Sturgeon coming in, and the hop eats him up. And that's going to actually lead to a run. The throw is late. As Grisham comes around to score from second. And Kim delivers, giving the Padres the lead right back. Now Eric Hosmer up. He's going to ground this to third base. And Duhar racing in. Makes a nice little play. Padres got the lead back. We're going to move ahead to the top of the 5th. Where Lamette's been handling our lineup pretty well. But he's walking McMahon. So now bring up Colton Welker, hitting 9 spot today. He's going to line this to center field. Grisham running back. He's at the wall, and he leaps, and that's out of here. That's over the center fielder leaping there. Grisham in center field. That's his 2nd home run, and he's just given the Rockies the lead. Now Jordan Sheffield entering the game, trying to keep this 1-run lead in the bottom of the 5th, but Machado answering right back, tying this game up. Now at 3. Just can't seem to maintain a lead. Kim, now he's lining to left field. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Sammy G, he's going to give up a home run. Padres take the lead 4-3. Kim has been killing us here today. A couple RBI on it. Now Daniel Bard entering the game, making his 20th appearance of the year. In the bottom of the 7th, and Grisham going to greet him with a base hit. So a 1-out base runner here for the Padres in the bottom of the 7th. We're going to Jerks and Profar. Grisham off on the pitch, and he's going to swipe second base. So now they got a runner in scoring position for the bottom of the order. Profar going to watch ball 4 anyway. So 2-1 and 1 out for Chris Owings, the former Rocky. He's going to ground this into left field. Larnach going to come up with the ball and fire to the plate. That's going to be late. It's an RBI single from Owings. 5-3 lead for the Padres now. And Kim, who's already done damage today, he's sending us to left field. But it looks like this one's going to stay in the yard. It's a deep fly there. So with 2 outs, it's Eric Hosmer up. And Hosmer, he's going to line this to center field. Looks like Tapia should make the play, though, as he tracks that one. Padres up 2 runs. We're going to head to the top of the 8th. With Blackmon up in the top of the order, he's going to send this to left field. Left fielder racing over, dives, and he misses it. Blackmon heading to second. He's going to stop there with a big turn. So it's a leadoff double. Bringing up Cole Sturgeon. Cole Sturgeon, he's going to ground this through the left side of the infield. Left fielder coming up with it, firing. Blackmon testing it, and it's cut off. That's an RBI single for Sturgeon. Now just a 1-run game. And with 2 away, Larnach, he's going to swing and miss at a fastball on the corner. So we leave the second runner there, and that would be all. We don't even put up a fight in the 9th there. Padres actually add on a couple in the bottom half of the 8th, winning this one 7-4. 2 hits for Sturgeon, 2 for Ramos. I guess the big thing was Ramos getting his 150th career home run. Nice milestone, like I said, for the veteran catcher. Rodriguez only went to 4 innings, and yeah, there you could see his stats through his career until this point. Having a pretty good rebound season, I think. Now we're going to move on to the Rangers series here. Losing game 1, 8-0, getting shut out. Only 3 hits there. McMahon and Blackmon with a couple, and you could see Larnach down to 191. This might be his last series up here at the Major League level. And yeah, unfortunately, the opener did not work this time. Now we got our players of the month, or minor league players of the month. Ryan Rolliston's going to be the pitcher for the minor league player of the month of May here. And Alex Amaya is going to split the award with Asimov. Some amazing stats to start their professional careers, hitting 400 through 16 games, and Asimov at 328. Both have had incredible starts, so we're going to give both of them the award. Now we're in June, and we're going to have Garcia taking on Kyle Freeland, the ex-Rocky, taking on his old team, making his 11th start of the year. He has not been too good for the Rangers this year, unfortunately. We'll see what he has against us, though. Usually those revenge games can go either way. They could be dominant against them or get blown up. Well, Charlie Blackmon in leadoff. He's going to line this to right field. That's going to stay in the yard for out number 1. And Carlos Correa with 2 outs. He's back in the lineup here today. Forgetting an off day. And he's going to ground this to third base. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Freeland. And the pitcher he's facing off against Davy Garcia, making his 10th start, looking to move to 6-0 on the year. He's facing Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, sitting 267 on the year, and he strikes out with a fastball up in the zone for out number 1. Now Nick Solak, last year's All-Star representative for the Rangers, is going to send this to right field. Tapia going to make the routine play for out number 3. So both pitchers with 1-2-3 first innings, and we move to the top of the 5th. Freeland's been dealing, but he's giving up a leadoff base hit to Andujar to right field. Just the second hit he's allowed so far. Now Colton Welker up. And 1-1 count, he's going to ground this to second. Second baseman does not flip to second base. So he just takes the out at first. So now we got a runner in scoring position. Caratini going to ground this to short, and it goes between Andujar's legs. So it doesn't make contact with him, but still an out at first base. So now it's up to Rogers. And a 1-2 count. He swings and misses at a slider up out of the zone. We waste a chance with a runner in scoring position. Now Garcia's chance to continue to try to match Freeland. He's walking the leadoff hitter here in the bottom half of the 5th. David Dahl getting on base. Bringing up Ronald Guzman. And he's going to line this one to left center field. And that's going to get down. That's going to be at least a double. Probably going to score the runner. So he heads around third, and he's heading home. Correa with a big arm. Can't get the runner at home. Dahl scores. Rangers break the 0-0 tie. 1-0 lead for him now. Billy McKinney, he swings and misses. Striking out. He's first out here in the bottom of the 5th. And now 2 outs. Bring up Leody Taveras. And he's going to ground this up the middle. Rogers stops the ball, and he saves a run. If that gets all the way through the outfield, the runner from second there probably would have came all the way around. See if it pays off, and it does. Pop up on the infield there for out number 3, but it's still 1-0. Rangers, we had to the top of the 7th. Freeland up to 97 pitches, but Gurriel going to line this to the left center gap. So he's getting a 1-out double. So the tying run in scoring position, and they're going to let him keep pitching up to 100 pitches facing Miguel Andujar. And Andujar, he's going to line this to left field. Dahl racing back, but that's over his head and off the wall. Gurriel coming around third. They're waving him home. And there's going to be no play at the plate. We are tied up at 1. I think they left Freeland just a little bit too long. Giving up back-to-back hard contact. there. Now Victor Caratini with 2 outs, trying to break the 1-1 tie, but he swings and misses, striking out. Now we're going to move ahead to Daniel Bard coming in and try to keep this game tied at 1 in the bottom of the 8th. And this one's going to be blooped into center field, so it's a 1-out base hit for the Rangers. Now it's going to bring in a pinch runner, Eli White. And he's actually going to take off on the 3rd pitch of the at-bat, and he's going to swipe second base. So now they got the winning run, or lead run, I guess, in scoring position. Postel, he goes down looking, striking out for out number 2. So now I need a base hit to score him. Up to last year's All-Star, and he's going to ground this up the middle, and it gets through. Brinson going to come up with it, but that's an RBI single. Rangers have just taken a 1-run lead into the top of the 9th. And now we're facing a very good closer here in Jose Leclerc. And Tapia just flies out weakly to left center field for out number 1. Carlos Correa up now, who's 0 for 3 on the day, and make that 0 for 4. Swings it at a fastball up and in at 98. No chance. Now it's up to Gurriel, and he's going to hit this slider into the left field corner. And it's going to be a 2-out double, so we get a little bit of life here as he slides in safely. Tying run in scoring position. Bringing up Miguel Andujar. He's already delivered once, but he swings and misses at the changeup, striking out. The Rangers are going to win this one 2-1. Offense really couldn't do anything against Kyle Freeland. He had our number today. Garcia at least got a no decision, so he stays 5-0 on the year. But now we are at the draft, the moment we've all really been waiting for. Let's go to the 2022 first-year player draft, see what we can end up with. We got the 3rd pick, of course, here in the first round. There's been a bunch of guys we've looked at, and I don't know who's exactly going to fall to us. So let's see who the Pirates and A's take here first. Well, it looks like Esteban Cruz and Ramon Sanchez have gone. They were 2 guys we did really look at before the season even started. They were blue-chip guys. Cruz looks like he's going to be a good pitcher. He's going the number 1 pick, and then Ramon Sanchez going 2nd right after him. So there's only one blue-chip guy that we looked at preseason that's left of the 3, and that's Brian Dow. Now, he looks like he's going to be a very good player at the age of 19 and has a high ceiling. But is he the best pick? Joe Goldsmith. Looks like he's probably the most MLB-ready player in this draft. He's 23, though, so he'd have to be up pretty much right away at the major league level. There's also Robbie Pugh with that catcher secondary, really intriguing. Could be very versatile and looks like he's going to be a good hitter. But we are going to go with Brian Dow. I think he's the right pick. He's been a blue-chip guy. We had him scouted before the season. He's going to be our first pick here, the 3rd pick in the first round. Hopefully he's not a bust. Now we got a competitive balance round A pick. This was actually going to be the 35th overall selection in the draft. Luis Benitez. He's one guy we did look at if we wanted to add first baseman who could play a little corner outfield. There's also Manuel Valdez and Philip Cabrera, a couple of shortstops. Cabrera's more of a long-term guy, but Joe Goldsmith is still here at this spot, pick 35, and he looks like he's almost MLB ready right away. There's also Tommy Shockley in the outfield, Colorado native. Then there's also pitching prospects like Henry Sanchez. We do need more pitching, and he looks like he's going to be a good pitcher. And there's Benito Guerrero. He's more looks like an MLB-ready pitcher right off the bat. But we are going to go with Joe Goldsmith. So our outfield looking very stacked. If you add the guys we've already drafted here today with Asimov, looks like we're going to have an amazing outfield. Now, the 2nd round pick we're finally making, this is the 41st pick in the draft. We're going to take Henry Sanchez, I believe. I think he's the right pick. We need a starting pitcher, and he's 19, so he's more of a long-term development guy. I think he's perfect in that spot. Not a hard thrower, but that's okay. Now, a bunch of picks go off the board here. So now we're up to pick 77 in the draft. Philip Cabrera was still here. He's more of a long-term project kind of guy. Do we really want to draft that at shortstop right now? I don't know. I think Manuel Valdez is probably the better pick here. He's still on the board. He's a big 6'5 shortstop. He could also play 3rd base or 2nd base if Correa's still around when Valdez is MLB ready. And Amaya's at 2nd, so maybe 3rd base is the better option there. But he is the pick. Now we're in the 4th round, and we don't have anybody really left on the board that we fully scouted. So now it's just taking whacks at guys that hopefully end up being good. And Carlos Jimenez, Looks like he's going to be a good player, I guess, but we don't really know for sure. Is the accuracy not very good on any of these guys, but I still think he's going to be the pick here in the 4th round. So at pick 107, we take a shot on Carlos Jimenez. Now at 137, we were looking at some relief pitchers here. Doug Dominguez was one of them, and then also Miguel Ortega. So I didn't really know which one I wanted to take, but I was kind of leaning towards Doug Dominguez just because his actual ratings, his current ones, were a little closer to his scouted ones, so maybe a little safer of a pick. So we took him at pick 137, and we have one more selection at 167, and we're looking at catcher. I like to take a catcher at the end of the draft, and we're going to go with Bartolo Cabrera. I mean, you just take your pick at one of these two, and we're going to go with Cabrera. So that's our draft. Let's find out how we did, and we're going to find out how some of the other teams did on their selections. Without further ado, this is the class. Looks like Dow has a 92 potential, 88 for Goldsmith, Sanchez at 88, and Valdez at 88. Very loaded there, it looks like to me. Brian Dow, putting him, I would pencil him in to probably start right at AAA next season, to be honest. I mean, he looks like he's already really good. The fielding does need to come up like many of our young prospects we draft. But I still think starting him at AAA and seeing how he works there. Joe Goldsmith, I think the plan with him is actually just to put him on the spring training roster right away next year and see if he does well there. I mean, why not? 23 years old, if he hits well, we could find a spot for him either in left field right away or DHing, something. He's just too good of a hitter. Henry Sanchez, we're not going to rush him along. Put him at AA like we've been doing with a lot of our pitchers and just let him work down there. Don't know how long it'll take him to be ready for the major leagues, but it's all right. Manuel Valdez, probably starting him at AA as well. Needs to work on a little bit, but honestly, I kind of like the base set of ratings here. Not the worst. Maybe a little stronger of an arm to play third base and short. That's really about it with him. Jimenez, I was really surprised he actually ended up being as good as he was. I mean, you saw we had no accuracy on this guy, so we just took a shot at him, and he actually looks like he's pretty good. Put him at AA and see what he's got, at least for now. Hopefully he can end up being a future part of our rotation. Doug Dominguez, AA relief pitcher. Maybe his potential goes up, maybe not. Maybe he ends up being an okay guy. It was a late round pick, so not the end of the world if he doesn't pan out. Same with Bartolo Cabrera. Neither of the catchers we've drafted the last 2 years have been too thrilling, at least, top tier kind of potential guys, but maybe one of them works out, maybe not. Now let's look around at some of the other teams. Herbert here. Remember we looked at him in the scouting video, and yeah, he's on the Padres. He's in division, so we'll be seeing him and a couple guys here on the Giants who look really good. Benito Guerrero, we did look at. Looks like he's going to be pretty decent, but not quite as MLB ready as I thought. And they drafted an amazing closer here in Luis Hernandez. Looks like he's going to be just incredible. Tommy Shockley goes to the Blue Jays. Unfortunately, could not keep him in Colorado. And then the A's, let's take a look at some of the top picks here. Ramon Sanchez. Wow, he's going to be pretty good. Him and Dow and the guy the Pirates took from Nicaragua are all going to be linked. The first 3 picks in the draft. Robbie Pugh, he goes to the Brewers. I don't know how good he's going to be at catcher, but looks like he's going to be a good fielder no matter where you put him, and a pretty good contact guy. Esteban Cruz, that's his name. Esteban Cruz. And yeah, a couple guys with Dow and Sanchez all linked together, so we'll see who works out of those 3. Cruz looks like he's a little further away than the other 2, but still could be pretty good. So tell me what you think of our draft class down below. Hopefully you guys think we did well. I thought so. I think this class is pretty good. Probably one of the better ones I've had. Next time we'll be taking on the Padres, though. And we're in the month of June, so time to put up or shut up record-wise. So I'll see you for that. See you next time.